a wealthy figure with no clear background, a controversial legal agreement, high-profile associations, and a case that ended without answers. Some cases become headlines overnight. Others remain quiet for years. They move through closed rooms, private meetings, and sealed documents. They are discussed in whispers, not press conferences. This episode is not about speculation. It is about documented events, official records, and public court proceedings. Tonight on Silent Crimes USA, we examine what became known as the Epstein Files, and how a case involving serious allegations raised lasting questions about power, accountability, and silence. Jeffrey Epstein was widely described as a financial consultant. He maintained properties in New York, Florida, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. He traveled frequently by private aircraft. He associated with business leaders, academics, and political figures. What drew attention later was not only his lifestyle, but the lack of public information explaining how it was funded. There were no widely documented investment funds, no transparent client lists, no conventional financial trail. Former associates later stated that Epstein often presented himself as someone with unusual access and influence. At the time, few questioned it. In the mid-2000s, authorities in Palm Beach, Florida, began reviewing complaints involving Epstein and multiple young individuals. According to public statements from law enforcement officials, investigators believed the accounts showed consistent patterns. Local police documented interviews, timelines, and supporting information. They indicated that the matter appeared serious enough to warrant further legal action. Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Ryder later confirmed that his department believed the evidence justified stronger charges. However, the handling of the case soon changed direction. In 2008, the case moved away from local authorities. Federal prosecutors chose not to pursue charges at that time. Instead, the matter was resolved through a plea agreement at the state level. That agreement included limited jail time, work release privileges, and immunity provisions related to potential additional parties. The agreement was approved while Alexander Acosta served as U.S. Attorney. Years later, a federal judge ruled that the process violated victims' legal rights, specifically because affected individuals were not informed of the agreement. By then, the opportunity for broader prosecution had passed. Multiple individuals involved in later proceedings mentioned Ghislaine Maxwell. Court testimony described her as closely involved in Epstein's personal and professional environment. In 2021, Maxwell was convicted in federal court for offenses related to the recruitment and involvement of minors. This marked a significant development. For the first time, a jury confirmed that the conduct under investigation was not isolated, and that others had participated in facilitating it. Public records, flight logs, and photographs showed that Epstein interacted with a range of well-known figures. These included former U.S. President Bill Clinton, who acknowledged travel but denied misconduct, former U.S. President Donald Trump, who had social interactions but faced no charges, Prince Andrew, Duke of York, who later reached a civil settlement while denying allegations. It is important to state clearly, being mentioned in documents does not establish wrongdoing. However, the scope of Epstein's access was unusual, and it contributed to public concern about influence and accountability. Epstein owned a private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. According to testimony, access to the property was restricted. Transportation was arranged privately. Visitors were limited. Several individuals later stated that events occurred there away from public view. Investigators described the location as difficult to monitor, raising questions about oversight and enforcement in isolated environments. In July 2019, federal authorities arrested Epstein in New York. This time, the charges were brought at the federal level. There was no plea agreement. The case was widely seen as a renewed attempt at accountability. Epstein was detained at the Metropolitan Correctional Center while awaiting trial. On August 10, 2019, Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell. Officials ruled the death a suicide. Subsequent reviews identified multiple procedural failures, including staffing issues and malfunctioning equipment. The Department of Justice acknowledged that established protocols had not been followed. The criminal case ended immediately. The Epstein Files did not bring full closure. They revealed how long concerns went unaddressed, how influence shaped outcomes, and how accountability sometimes arrived too late. Some cases end in court, others end in silence. If you value serious fact-based investigations like this one, consider supporting the channel. Like the video if you found it informative. Subscribe to Silent Crimes USA for more documented case analysis, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching. For